to everything. Indy, New Orleans, it's all walking distance. All the good stuff. They've done a great job here. From the 20 on first down, Brady has that one knocked down. So that's back-to-back batted down passes, and that's Pierre Paul again. Second year out of South Florida. #1 draft choice in 2010. Made the Pro Bowl then with the Perry Fuel, and he said, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and here he is again. He knows he can't get there. Nice job by Matt Light. So what do? You know Tom Brady wants to get the ball out quickly. Once you're blocked, get settled and jump. And there's his father, and that's quite a story, Al.
His dad blind. They came from Haiti. He's listening to the game in his native French in the stands. It's the first time he has been to a game as Danny Woodhead takes it up to the 23-yard line. So they come from Haiti. They grow up in Florida, does Pierre Paul. His son, of course, makes a huge splash here after being drafted by the Giants #1. 16.5 sacks this season, and knew so little about football and what everything was about. That's when he said to Fuel, hey, the Pro Bowl, that's a good thing, right?
Just such a remarkable story that even as a baby, Jason Pierre-Paul was watched by his blind father, who could make his way around the house effortlessly and never had an issue.
3rd and 7, and Chad Ochocinco comes into the game. The one-time Johnson, the one-time Bengal. And Brady will throw, and that is Welker, who one-hands it, but he's going to come up apparently a little bit short.
Oh,
yeah.
He bounced a little bit. Was he touched before he bounced across that line?
They're going to spot the ball just short.
Not sure he was touched early on there, just before the line. That's a good call by the officials.
Right. Would have been a very tough challenge to get overturned. There's Umanura making the acquaintance of Brady, and now Zoltan Mesko, the Romanian-born punter who came here when he was a kid and went to Michigan to send this one deep into Giant territory, where Will Blackman calls for and makes the fair catch at the 23-yard line with 8:24 left in the half, and we check in with Michelle.
Al, the Giants are telling me that tight end Travis Beckham is out with a torn right ACL. He came to the sideline, you saw in their previous series, their previous drive. He quickly went to the ground, and he was surrounded by about 6 of their medical staff. Immediately was determined that they needed the cart to take him in, and it wasn't long thereafter that they told us he is done, torn ACL, out, Al.
Wow, thank you, Michelle, and that could be very important because Ballard's had his issues health-wise. They've got Pasco that like to bring those 3 tight ends in certain situations, and Beckham is done for the day, and well, obviously into rehab tomorrow and surgery maybe, as Bradshaw picks up a couple, taken down by Mayo.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know exactly what Kyle Love was doing on this play. It looked like he was stunning outside as Wilfork was going the other way, and that hole was gaping inside and too big for Brandon Spikes to athletically come up and make the play.
9-3 Giants. 2nd and 5. Running back is Bradshaw. Stays in the block. Pass comes to the outside, and they go to Hynoski again, the fullback. Tackled by Mayo, his second grab. Let's look at the Giant offensive line here.
Well, there have been some early sacks in this one, but if you had to pick a winner so far between the Giants offensive line and the Patriots defensive line, I would give the nod to the Giants. And what we're seeing Eli do now is run, and then play action pass, and it has been tough for the Patriots to handle.
Giants have 11 first downs, and New England has 3. Here's Bradshaw for 3. Tackled by Brandon Spikes. 2nd and 7.
Here's Wes Welker, who, because of the injury to Gronkowski, who really has been a non-factor so far in this game, he is going to be the man now, and he is going to be the man as far as the New York Giants are concerned as well. They said if we get the feeling that Gronkowski is not going 100% out there, we are going to be paying attention to Wes Welker.
Coughlin saying that unequivocally the other day, and there's a big hole for Bradshaw, who picks up the first down. Tackled by Chung. McCourty is there as well, and Ahmad Bradshaw giving the Giants some nice yardage on the ground. 9 carries for 44 yards.
Henry Hynoski, the fullback, going to take out Brandon Spikes, who was filling the hole, but the double team is getting it done. Kyle Love got buried on that one with the double team. So the Patriots, feeling like they were pretty secure on their defensive right side, are getting run over there now.
6 minutes left in the half. Eli on first down, sliding right. Here's Bradshaw. It's taken down by Spikes to the 48-yard line. That giant offensive line. Well, you take a look at McKenzie and Deal, Snee, Boss, and Booth. Snee is the son-in-law of Tom Coughlin. We asked Snee a couple of years ago, hey, if your coach gives you a bad day at the office, do you go home and complain to your wife? And he says, yeah, I'll do it once in a while. And I said, well, what does she say? She says, suck it up. Her father's daughter. Here's Jacobs to the 45-yard line, just a little shy of it.
You know, the one thing that Brandon Jacobs does that frustrates, I think, the New York Giants is occasionally he wants to play tailback instead of power back. And when he bounces outside, you can almost see Tom Coughlin occasionally giving it the cringe. He wants his big, powerful guy to power up inside, and he may not get another shot here, and I bet you he doesn't bounce this one.
3rd and 1. That means Jacobs is in the game as the fullback Hynoski for leverage, and that'll be a first down. And about 8 more, and there's a flag down. Flag down, and the way Eli is reacting, it's going to be against the Giants. John Parry.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. 10-yard penalty. Will replay. 3rd down.
That's Kevin Booth, the left guard.
Interesting. Here's Kevin Booth. He's going to get his arm outside, but does he really hold? Let's get a look. Yeah, he gets him turned. Usually when they see a guy as big as Vince Wilfork getting his body turned, they're going to make that call, and that was a big one.
So you go from a first down on the 3rd and 1 to a 3rd down and 11.
See if they attack these outside corners again.
Eli, he's going to launch one deep, and it's incomplete. Intended for Mario Manningham. First time he's targeted him tonight. And the rookie Sterling Moore with the coverage. So the penalty cost him a first down, and now they'll kick again.
It's a great read by Eli. They ran quarters coverage. He threw the post, which is the right way to go. And I thought Manningham had a shot at that one. Let's see if he gets, Sterling Moore kind of gets his hand in there. But Manningham had a chance.
Weatherford, his 3rd punt of the game. And you've got Wes Welker back to receive it. He angles the kick, and that is a beauty. Tom Coughlin said it's all about directional punting. Perfect. Ball at the 4 with 4 minutes to go in the half.